Well, hello. Welcome to Inspiring You. If we ever met, I'm Henry. So, we are going to be talking about what is coming up specifically in regard to the equinox and solstice because they're already bringing up opportunities, specifically unlocking Earth's energy and dissolving ancient seals. Seals of limitation are dissolving. So recently, I was walking through my community. I live in Santa Monica, California, when I felt a change in the energy in the connection to the earth. And I took a moment to pause, to meditate, to ask what was happening. And here I was swiftly drawn deep into the earth and soon discovered that I landed on a solid disk of energy, and it became evident that I was in a space or dimension where deep currents of energy had been blocked off. And to put it another way, it was like discovering a hidden chamber where powerful streams of energy had been deliberately sealed away, much like uncovering an ancient vault that had been closed off for ages. And so, I have long understood and recognized that this was a collective choice we made. And I've actually heard many other practitioners talking about it. I've been in many discussions about it. And our journey into greater density required us at certain points to let go of many kind of familiar energies and connections we once constantly engaged in. And so remember, it's not right, wrong, good or bad. There's an isness. So there's an isness to this business. And now things are shifting and changing, and we are evolving and moving into a new experience. And so as a result, then, as I like tuned into the sealed space per se, I sensed both within myself and within the earth where these blocks had occurred. And I was informed that the time for these seals to open was near. And when I asked about the timing, I realized that the period from the equinox to solstice would mark a significant unlocking of these seals within us and the earth. So, once again, we will be encountering a surge of powerful energies becoming accessible. Initially, this influx can feel disorienting or overwhelming as we adjust to the newfound abundance. We're in the process of expanding our capacity to receive, and many of us have been operating on far less than we are capable of. For thousands of years, scarcity has been more of the norm, leading us to become accustomed to surviving on minimal energetic and material resources. And so, this gradual process of opening up to receive more is crucial, as a sudden exposure to this abundance could actually also overwhelm our systems. So, intuitively, I was actually called to do an energy session for Earth, the land, the buildings that were nearby, and for all who walked on that path if they were to receive for their highest good, respecting free will. And so it was really interesting because in doing so, I actually was standing next to this incredible tree that I pass by every day and say hello to, and I put my hand on the tree, and it was just this incredible experience where this connection above, which for me was really the understanding of the angelic realms, revealed itself. And then this incredible swooshing of light came through, this huge clearing, and then a shifting began. And then all of a sudden, as the shifting began, then there was a huge stabilization that happened, and there was an incredible groundedness. So it was really interesting. And, in just through it, like it just felt as though the earth beneath me in some ways had vanished, revealing vast, profound depths. And then the buildings nearby appeared to be like anchored in these depths, even more so, with this powerful light energy just flowing and opening up, and if you will, between the heaven and earth. It was just really incredible to experience. And it was as if, like, in an instant, like, again, it just felt like the ground beneath me just whoop vanished, unveiling immense profound depths. And then it appeared that the buildings and all the spaces around nearby, everything cleared, shifted, and then it just then re-anchored in a whole new groundedness. And so it's firmly anchored in this newly revealed depths, if you will. This powerful light energy flow then just began to surge between the celestial and the earthly realms. And it was as though then all the structures nearby that once were encased in that kind of like, as I mentioned, it was these like ancient seals or these seals of limitation, or you could also see it as like it was encased in an energetic bubble that may have been beneficial at some point for the experience that was then, but is no longer. So that energetic bubble got completely cleared and released. And then that building that was contained in that energetic bubble, or the structures that were, the energetic bubble was completely released. And then from that releasement from its confinement, then the energy was just flowing, and it was just this stream of just this light. And it was really incredible to experience and understand from a whole nother level. And I'm still processing the experience, but I wanted to share it because um, it was such a connection between not only the land, the clearing of the structures, but also within myself too, realizing that these limitations needed to be cleared and dissolved. And so then from there, this newfound openness seemed to really grant not only me, but I also saw, people coming as they were walking by. Somebody was like, wow, I feel like all of a sudden I just feel really a sense of peace. And so, which is really amazing because, again, always respecting free will. And, if a person has set the intention though that they want peace, that all of a sudden they're calling it to them and they're letting themselves receive it, and their flow of light is now flowing. And then also it seemed like this newfound openness really granted then, in regard to not only within the buildings and the structures around me, but also anybody walking who wished to receive it, the energetic, like enhanced energetic support, because of the land clearing, the structure clearings, and also asking, anybody who wishes to receive it, as well as the maternal and paternal lineages, anybody who's walked that path or is walking this path and wishes to receive it for the highest good. And it was really interesting. So, just imagine, sense, or kind of, you can view these buildings or these structures, these houses, and take a step back to see if maybe there's any stagnant energy bubble that is holding it into the past and is not letting it move forward in progression. And so check to see. And that's where then, really leaning into being an energy alchemist really comes in, because we're multidimensional, and these structures and the land might be holding aspects from the past, but now with the light energies coming in, it's time to clear these energy bubbles, to release these limitations, to allow a movement in progression. So in that experience for me, it just felt as though a fresh influx of light was then flooding into the space. And this light just will make it easier for, all of us who are walking by these buildings, or anybody who lives in these structures, if they wish to receive, to act with, with more ease, grace, clarity, insight, and allowing the light to flow through. And this shift, made me feel that those, working there or living in these areas around it, if they wish to receive, will experience just significantly more light energetic support, because that bubble essentially has been cleared, and now there has been a shift. And this shift actually suggests a potential for increased alignment also with, with light, with truth, with authenticity, with abundance, prosperity. So imagine, if this resulted in even more aspects of, increased abundance, like how transformative, and also peace and joy and love, how transformative would that be for, everyone. So my friends, if you do land house clearings, And you want to check to see if there are any seals of limitation being called to be cleared, and also see if there's any kind of in the maternal lineages or within yourself, if you feel guided to, and see if there are now openings available both within and around us, including on the land itself. You always want to ask permission, though. You always want to ask permission from Mother Earth, from the land, from nature, from the animal kingdom, plant kingdom. Also, in regard to maternal lineages, anyone around, always respecting free will. And then if you feel, so inclined to doing this work, I definitely invite you to join me in this journey, because the more the merrier. And do take time to do energy healing meditations, asking for the clearings, asking and seeing what you are being guided to, as an energy alchemist. And then as you feel into possible sealed space, become aware of both the inner and the outer realms where this is unfolding in terms of the occurring. More of these seals are on the verge of being lifted. This period from the equinox to solstice will bring a significant unlocking of these seals, both within us and then within the earth. And we're really about to encounter another surge of powerful energies. So initially, this influx might feel disorienting or overwhelming as we adjust to the new flow. And we want to make sure to use our tools, because we're essentially training to handle a greater abundance. And most of us, like I mentioned before, have a limited understanding of how much we've been subsiding on so far. For a long time, we've grown accustomed to operating with minimal energetic and material resources, leading us to become quite rigid, constrained, or kind of caught in that suffering, if you will, that survival. And after centuries of scarcity, gradually opening ourselves to receive more is a crucial process. And if we're exposed to this abundance all at once, it could overwhelm our systems. And that's why making sure to use tools to support your human. But as we approach more of this unsealing, you might experience some discomfort or tension. The sensation of scarcity may become more pronounced in certain areas of your life. And if this is the case, lean into your tools, gently breathe into these areas, allowing them to expand and release, allowing the light to fill in the spaces for the highest good. And this process also extends to the land. Many places can carry imprints of old stagnant energy that can create blockages and limitations, or these bubbles, if you will, that are being called then to be cleared to allow the flow of the energy to come through. Land energy clearings can really help to release these old patterns and programs and invite fresh, positive light energy to flow. So, by working on clearing and revitalizing the land, we also contribute to a broader shift towards abundance and harmony and peace, joy, and love. And remember, my friends, just be gentle with yourself, be gentle with the process, be kind to the human, because remember, that abundance is gradually becoming accessible at every level. And this increase in flow is occurring day by day. Embrace the process, both within yourself and your surroundings, and trust that each step is helping to usher in a new era of openness and prosperity for all, for the highest good, my friends. So use your tools, use your tools, use your tools. If you are in inspiring you, um, my inspiring you Patreon, from the Meditate with Me or the All Access levels. We did do a Meditate with Me energy meditation that will support you this month. If you're in the All Access, we did just do the Dowsing Energy session for the month. So both of those can also support you as well in what I am talking about. So if you feel called to let yourself head there, if you are a member, if you want to become a member, then I will put the information in the show notes, my friends. And so, with that, just remember, be kind to yourself, be kind to yourself. And we always want to delink. So, let yourself delink if this resonates with you. I asked to break the links with this talk. I asked to break the Reiki links, leaving only harmony and balance at other ends. I also asked to clear any residual energy being held in my body as a result of these links. I asked that light fill the void cells, rejuvenates, refreshes, revitalizes for the highest good with ease and grace and gratitude. So I try to say this at the end of every one, but regardless if I say it out loud or not, I always set the intention and I do this afterwards as well. In fact, I do a full like mini clearing after I do any kind of talk or get onto social media or even watch television, because it's just good habit to get into in terms of taking care of your energy. So, all right, my friends, with that, we are complete. Much, much love for now.